Welcome back, NFL fans. You're locked in for another trip through gridiron history, one forgotten classic at a time. Yesterday, the time machine dropped us off at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in 1988. Today, it kept us in the same place, just went 36 years back from there to December 7th, 1952. The 7-3 Los Angeles Rams hosted the 6-4 Green Bay Packers. The Rams were favored by 10. There were 49,822 in attendance, and both teams were wearing the same colored jerseys. That's right. Commissioner Burt Bell had to conduct a hearing to make sure nothing like that would happen again. The Packers were in mustard yellow, and the Rams were in canary yellow. The Rams did play the game under protest. Gene Ronzani led the Packers. In his third season as a head coach, he had a 12-22 record after starting off with back-to-back 3-9 campaigns. Hampton Poole, who would later be named AP's Coach of the Year, had previously coached the Miami Seahawks and the Chicago Rockets in the All-American Football Conference. He was in his first year with the Rams. The quarterback position was a lot different in those long-gone days. Each team had a pair of signal callers, attempting at least 6 passes on this particular Sunday. Rams starter Norm Van Brocklin, who to this day still holds the single-game regular season passing record with 554 yards, had a 66.0 passer rating for that season up to that point, with 11 touchdowns, 14 picks, 1,310 yards, and a 52.7% completion rate. Tobin Rote was serving as the Packers QB for his third season. He had managed a 92.5 rating, with 12 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, a 53.3% completion rate, and 1,063 yards. Green Bay held a 15-13-1 edge in head-to-head play, but the Rams had taken the last 8 from the Packers in a row. Rams fullback Dan Towler put LA up early with a 3-yard touchdown rush in the first quarter. After a Bob Waterfield extra point, it was 7-0. Waterfield doubled LA's lead in the second, galloping for a 19-yard touchdown. Breezy Reed broke the seal for Green Bay later in the quarter with a 1-yard plunge. Then Rote snuck one in to tie the game at 14. Waterfield then drained a 42-yard field goal to give LA a 17-14 halftime lead. Dick Night Train Lane pulled down a Babe Parilli pass and ran it back 80 yards for a pick 6 to put the Rams up 24-14. Then LA poured it on. Towler ran for his second touchdown, a 9-yarder later in the quarter. Then Paul Berry caught a 25-yard touchdown from Waterfield. Andy Robustelli returned a fumble 29 yards as the fourth quarter started to put the Rams up by an insurmountable 45-14 advantage. Later in the fourth, Bill Reichard scored on a 2-yard dive. Then Carl Elliott caught a 9-yard touchdown from Parilli. But it was way too little, and it was way too late. The Rams came away with a 45-27 victory. Waterfield completed 4 of 6 passes for 98 yards in a score, with no picks, for a sparklingly shiny 149.3 rating. Norm Van Brocklin completed 9 of 12 for 137 yards and a pick to finish with a mark of 77.4. Together, they were 13 for 18 for 230 yards. Not bad. Elroy Hirsch caught 4 passes for 96 yards, and 8 different Rams ran the ball for 167 yards on 45 carries. None of them had more than Woodley Lewis's 7 rushes for 40 yards. Parilli led Green Bay in defeat, completing 9 of 19 passes for 231 yards and 1 touchdown. He also threw 4 interceptions to wind up with a 70.2 rating. Rote pitched in with a 5 for 12 day for 56 yards, but threw a pick and finished at 21.5. Even though the Packers lost, Billy Houghton was the undisputed offensive star of the game, pulling down 6 passes for 200 yards. Bobby Jack Floyd ran the ball 13 times for 48 yards. The loss eliminated the Packers from postseason contention, and they finished 6-6, while the Rams went undefeated the rest of the way to finish tied with the Detroit Lions, on top of the NFL National Division with a 9-3 record. Once in the tiebreaker, the Rams were set down by the Detroit Lions by a 31-21 final score. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing. Until next time, keep the laces out and keep the history alive. I'll see you on the next kickoff. Bye.